Hello everybody and welcome to week 7 of the Falinks Draft League Season 7. This week our opponent is the Colorado Chewtles. Their team is Fluttermane, Zamazenta, Arcanine, Ting-lu, Electabuzz, Garchomp, Oranguru, Braviary, Orthworm, and Pecharunt. The captain for this team is Fredhi, who we have played week 1 of FDL Season 3, I believe. That was the team where I had Incineroar and he had Chi-Yu. It was a very exciting match. It's actually probably one of the more famous FDL matches because it's a week where Chi-Yu got 8 KOs, which set it up to become the KO leader for the whole season. And he lost the best of 3, but just because it went to game 3 and it got a few kills every game, I think it was the highest KO. Maybe it topped that in a different game, but that was week 1, something already had 8 KOs, which was crazy. Fredhi's team this time, that was I wouldn't even say it was more of a hyper offense team. It just had the Chi-Yu. There was one of the ones I remember was Registeel. The Registeel didn't end up coming. It was one of the ones I was most worried about. What else did Fredhi have with the Chi-Yu? There was Sandy Shock's Espathra. I remember I shut that down with Serena Sweet Veil. I'm like, there's no way he knows about Sweet Veil. And then he tried to Hypnosis me and it didn't work because I was protected from Sweet Veil. Which is actually also what lost me game 2 because I brought the Serena in case he did that again. And then the Serena had no way to hit Chi-Yu because I was running low kick. Chi-Yu is so light, low kick's 20 base power. Even a resisted drop kick was better than low kick. And then game 3, I'm like, okay, well, he's just not going to bring Sandy Shock's Espathra. So then I didn't bring Serena again. I won game 3 because I didn't have a dead Pokemon on my team. There was a Taurus Water on the team, I remember. But it was a little bit hyper offense. This time he's gone something a little bit different. He's got, some offense with the Fluttermane. Arcanine can hit hard. Zamazenta with Body Press can hit hard. Garchomp is an offensive Pokemon. But really, the offense is kind of these 3 Pokemon. And even still, Arcanine is more of a balanced Pokemon. So these are the 2 big, fast offensive Pokemon. But the team is really, really bulky. All of these are defensive Pokemon. Our Arcanine's somewhere in the middle, but it does have Intimidate to increase your team's defense by proxy of lowering your opponent's attack. Zamazenta just does not die physically. Ting-lu does not die specially. Electabuzz can protect some of the frailer pieces like Fluttermane and Garchomp. Orthworm can take physical hits for days and it can take ground hits for days. It does unfortunately die to special hits, and for that reason I don't think it comes here. Same thing with Pecharunt. Pecharunt has great physical defense, but then just kind of low everything else. There was one week where Pecharunt actually got a ton of KOs. Hang on. We can pull up the draft helper for the Colorado Chewtles and actually look at his KOs. Yeah, Pecharunt got 4 KOs into the Minnesota Marshadows and into the Charlevoix Crobats, which is kind of crazy. I guess, yeah, I feel like Excadrill just kind of goes crazy here, does it not? Well, there's no T-Tar. Why is there no T-Tar? Yes, T-Tar sucks into Fluttermane, Zamazenta, Ting-lu, but it's so good at enabling the Excadrill, which is so good into everything else. I feel like the T-Tar probably should have come. Yeah, so there have been 2 4 KO weeks for Pecharunt, which is really funny. Let me, I have this open twice. I'll just close the other one and then move this the way I had the other one. I don't think it comes to me because my biggest attacker is Miraidon, and Pecharunt also cannot really touch Treads at all, because I guess I could use Ghost attacks on me, but I'm immune to Poison, which is the big attack that Pecharunt wants to use. Everything else on my team is, I guess Necrozma can be hit by Ghost pretty hard, but I also hit it back with Ghost hard. So I don't expect to see Pecharunt. I don't really expect to see Orthworm just because of that low special defense, and it's good in Treads, but it's bad in the hands, and this is a special attacker, this is a special attacker, this is a fire type. I just can't see Orthworm coming. Same thing with Braviary. I just don't think you can afford to bring an extra electric weakness into the electric team. So the team, I think, Fluttermane 100%, no reason never to bring it, no reason not to bring this. Arcanine, I actually don't see a reason not to bring, but before that, Ting-lu, I think, is actually a must-bring. Arcanine, and then, why not Garchomp? And then you get 1 slot left for probably Electabuzz or Oranguru. That's what I would expect. I've not prepped for Oranguru at all, actually. I was just thinking about it. Trick Room is not that bad for me because the only thing that's slow on this team is Ting-lu. Everything else is fast. We can think about that, though. Alright, we can get into what I've done. We can zoom in a little bit. Starting off with a really funny Miraidon. It's Wise Glasses, which is an item I don't think I've ever run in draft. I've run Muscle Band once before because there was a time when I wanted my Excadrill in the last season of WCSL when I had the Sand team. There was a week where I wanted it to be both Adamant and Jolly, right? I needed the Jolly to get faster than, I think it was Passimian, And then the Adamant, I could not secure a KO on... I have no idea what it was. Maybe it was Passimian with high horsepower or something like that. And I couldn't get both without being Adamant and Jolly. So I did that. This time, I just actually could not think of a better item. I thought about Life Orb, but I kind of like... I've got like a lot of bulk on this, right? I didn't really want to invest all that bulk only to, you know, still get KO'd. The big thing, if we put in Zamazenta, we will put in... We'll just make it max special defense calm. The Wise Glasses let me two-shot Zamazenta, max special defense Zamazenta and Electric Terrain, as well as Ting-lu, max special defense calm. Ting-lu, I guess we'll do careful, with Terra Blast, Terra Grass, even with leftovers. 95% chance to two-shot with leftovers, yes. So that's what the Wise Glasses are for. I feel like I could have done Expert Belt as well, but Expert Belt actually does not help with the Zamazenta at all. Also, Fluttermane. Fluttermane will live if it's like one of these crazy bulky ones, but if it's like not super bulky, it's got a good chance to live, and if it's no bulk, it just dies. So I felt like the Wise Glasses was nice because it also powers up the Electro Drift, as well as the Terra Blast. Next up, we have Iron Tread's Choice Scarf set with High Horsepower, Iron Head, Rock Slide, Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner is just for Garchomp. It also hits Ting-lu decently. Okay. The big problem is that it's going to remove my Electric Terrain. But, you know, being Choice Scarf, I don't actually have to have the Electric Terrain up. I could just lead this with something else, no Miraidon, and then just get a surprise KO on something. The big thing, though, is that just like I did, I believe it was No, it was not last week. It was into the Charlevoix Crobats. I was Choice Scarfed so that I could be faster than Kyurem White under Tailwind or Excadrill or, you know, like Boulder that's just boosted up by Electric Terrain. This also lets me be faster than Fluttermane with a Booster Energy, or I guess a Choice Scarf, but Booster Energy is more likely. With my Quark Drive plus Choice Scarf, I'm faster than it, can Iron Head it, hopefully get a surprise KO on a Fluttermane. High Horsepower is just great. I'm also Terra Ground, which lets me two-shot Zamazenta with Terra Ground, or I think I can even one-shot Arcanine with that if I'm not intimidated, or if it's a little bit fast and not super bulky, I can one-shot it even intimidated. Like I said, the Ice Spinner is kind of a last-ditch effort if I need to just surprise KO the Garchomp at the cost of my own terrain. Ice Fang just doesn't get that KO, it has to be Ice Spinner. And then I just put Rock Slide, because Rock Slide is almost never a bad move. I could have something better here, I just don't see what it would be. Like, Steel Roller's not necessary, because Iron Head already gets Fluttermane. I'm not seeing any use for Mega Horn here. Could be Volt Switch, maybe, but, like, does it need to be Volt Switch? I don't know. I think Rock Slide's probably good. Steel Beam, no. Supercell Slam. Actually, it could be a electric physical move. Nope, don't need it. I don't need any of these moves, so I'll just put Rock Slide for flinch chance. I'll come back to this one, because I'm not 100% sold on this set just yet. We still have another 30 minutes before the match, so I'm still thinking about some stuff. Next up, we have a weird Iron Hands EV spread, where it's 4 Adamant and then all in the defenses. The problem with this, not the problem, the thing about Iron Hands is that I was actually, like, the more I looked at it, the better it looked, even though Fredhi does have, you know, like I said, I guess we can talk about this real quick. The biggest problems that I have with my team are that the top 3 are all weak to ground, and then, these 3 are weak to Fairy, right? So, like, all of my best Pokemon are weak to ground and Fairy. And Fredhi's team, you know, it's very strong Fairy type, and then 2 good ground types. So it's like, he's kind of got all the types that I'm worried about. But then I started looking at Iron Hands, and like, okay, I'm taking 50% from a Moonblast, actually, it would be closer to 60%. But then in Electric Terrain, I just kill back with Wild Charge. Like, that's ridiculous. We can actually look at Ting-lu. This is the one that shocked me the most, is that if we put Ting-lu in here, I'd expect it to be leftovers, and I'd expect it to be careful. Drain Punch 2-shots Ting-lu with this amount of attack, I guess 90%. Let's actually bump that a little bit. Let's bump that up to... Well, we'll go 36 for the guarantee. We'll do that. Yes, I like that. 2-shots the Ting-lu. We put high horsepower because it doesn't get it doesn't get high horsepower. We have to put Stomping Tantrum in. Stomping Tantrum does 86 damage to me. Then with Drain Punch, I deal 136. Half of that is like, what is that, 72? No, it's not 72. It's 68. No, it's 67. We heal 67 out of the 86. Like, so we are almost out healing Ting-lu by just drain punching it, which is crazy. So it will never really be able to kill us, which is good. And then we have Ice Punch for Garchomp, pretty much just, yeah. Then Fake Out just for that. We have Flying because the two scariest guys, there's Flutter Mane, but you can't, the problem is you can't resist both Ground and Flying, or Ground and Fairy, I mean, it's perfect coverage. So I decided to go Flying to resist Ground and Fighting from the Zamazenta. I felt was good. This one's Terra Ground for more damage, this one's Terra Grass for the Terra Blast, as well as getting a Ground Resist, quite nice. Next up we have a Gyarados with Dragon Dance. This amount of speed puts us faster than Garchomp after a Dragon Dance. We have Waterfall, Earthquake, Ice Fang. Gyarados, let's see, into Ting-lu. We are close to two-shotting it if it's no defense and no leftovers. What about at +1? We are one-shotting it on a crit, I guess. But that's just the, the max damage we could do. Garchomp, this is probably for Garchomp to get the best roll with Ice Fang. We already kill it. What about max HP Garchomp? Was that what it was for? Kill max HP Garchomp? Yeah, we do that, but that's not necessary for that. Is it for Flutter Mane? Yes, actually, probably. Yeah, actually, we could probably drop this a little bit too if we want, but I like the roll into Ting-lu. It's probably worthwhile. But we get a roll, we get a KO on just max HP Flutter Mane. I don't expect to turn much defense because my team is primarily special, so I expect it to, if it's, the bulkiest it goes is just max HP 4 defense. We kill that. We do not get faster than Flutter Mane, though, unfortunately, but it's probably going to be booster speed anyway, so I didn't feel like wasting the EVs on that. We have a Walkenberry because even though there's no like electric type aside from Electabuzz on the team, this gets Thunderbolt, this gets Wild Charge, this gets Wild Charge. And with all of that, I think they could run it because what I've done with my bottom tiers is I've actually got I've got 3 flying types, right? Because I wanted to shore up my ground weakness. And if Fredhi recognizes that I could be running some flying types to shore up my ground weakness, teching an electric move somewhere makes a little sense. So I put Walkenberry as well as the Terra Ground, which also boosts Earthquake, because this team does have a decent ground weakness with Zamazenta, Arcanine, Electabuzz, and then, if Petrarch comes. I don't anticipate being click Earthquake, but that also has sort of influenced my decision to put Protect on Miraidon, as well as Terra Flying on this, just to have a few guys that can avoid it. But the big moves I'm going to be clicking are Waterfall, Ice Fang, Dragon Dance. Next up is one of the ones I'm most excited about. We get Moltres with Burning Jealousy, Scorching Sands, Tailwind, Roost. This amount of defense is ridiculous. I don't think I have changed it, okay. So if we put in Zamazenta, look at this. Zamazenta, yeah, that's fine. Put in Wild Charge, let's make it Terra Electric, because I feel like that is a Terra type it could go. It's probably going to be Ground, but Electric is another option if he's running the Wild Charge. With the Electric Seed, we'd live 2 Terra Electric Wild Charges in Electric Terrain, because the Electric Terrain is actually going to boost the Wild Charge, but because it's boosting it by 30%, I'm getting a 50% defense boost, it's actually less damage. This is crazy. And then I can just either roost off the damage or try and burn it. That's part of the reason I have Burning Jealousy. 100% burn on a target that has stat raise this turn. That means that if Fredhi leads the Zamazenta, I can Burning Jealousy turn 1, get a burn on it, and then I'm just fine. It's burn forever because it's Intrepid or Dauntless Shield defense boost. It will be burned. There's also some other stuff. If the Arcanine decides to start howling, or if the Garchomp clicks Scale Shot, I can burn them, but that's kind of it. It's really sort of a mid-ground, actually. I was messaging Colin about this earlier. Like, do I run Burning Jealousy, which was my first thought, because it gives me a fire attack, which is nice, because otherwise it would just be Scorching Sands. Well, I can go over all the options. The 2 things I was debating between were Will-O-Wisp and Flamethrower. Flamethrower gives me a fire attack, which is, slightly more damage into Zamazenta. It's better into, like, stuff like anything that happens to Terra Grass, because Terra Grass does, resist electric, so that's always one that I'm looking out for. But it's also, if for some reason the Earthworm comes, like, I'm actually in a little bit of trouble because Miraidon can take it out. This guy cannot take it out. I mean, I could probably take it out with Drain Punch. But if I'm just Scorching Sands, I can't actually damage the Earthworm with Moltres. So, I'm like, Flamethrower helps that. Will-O-Wisp is nice because it can burn, like, all of these physical attackers. I guess Braviary too. And, I mean, even Earthworm if it's not, like, a substitute set or something. But then I'm like, okay, well, Burning Jealousy is kind of the best of both worlds. It gives me a fire attack, and it gives me a burn on, like, at least one of them. So I decided to do Burning Jealousy. I'm still not 100% sold on it, but I think it's funny enough to do. That's like the big thing about Draft League, right? You don't have to play optimally every week. You just have to find something that's good enough to work. And I think this is good enough to work. And last but not least, we have Necrozma Dawnwings with Moongeist Beam, Terra Blast, Moonlight Protect on a Terra Fairy. Now, the only thing... I've changed a few things, right? Originally, this was the Electric Seed, and I had leftovers on the Moltres. Then I decided to make Moltres a little bit bulkier in the defense, because I originally had a lot of special defense for Moltres, because it is one of my premier switch-ins for Miraidon. Actually, just really anything. You know, this is weak to ground and fighting. Moltres resists both, or immune to one, resists the other. This is weak to fairy, ground, resists both, or is immune to both. It's just a great switch for just about everything on my team. That's why I picked it. I really wanted Ho-Oh. I've gone into this before, but I really wanted Ho-Oh. But Moltres is just budget Ho-Oh, and it's actually kind of got a better ability in some cases with Flame Body. Regenerator is good, but Flame Body is also really good. It is just the perfect switch. Like that's in my early testing, I was bringing like Miraidon this, and this, and the problem is that like this doesn't really want to switch in on a Moonblast. It takes like 40%, which is a lot for a Necrozma to take. Then like this just does not want to switch in on Moonblast at all. So I'm like, I need something to switch in on Moonblast, and it's like I kind of want to leave the Scarf this guy next to the Hadra Engine this guy. So then Moltres, I'm like, okay, well I can switch this in on Moonblast, I can switch it on a High Horsepower, I can switch it in on a Body Press. All of that sounds good. So I like the Moltres a lot. Tailwind's also important. I've raised up this speed a little bit. 103 is 206 doubled, which is faster than non-booster Fluttermane, which is nice. So I just decided to do that. 70 is 140. I don't think that's important for anything. Yeah. The big thing here that I'm worried about, first of all, I could also do Costed Berry to get a resist for a ghost type attack, which would help me into Fluttermane specifically. I'm not certain if I like that or not. I was just now also just thinking about the ting-lu with Oranguru to set up Trick Room. Now, the problem with Fredhi's team is that the ting-lu, Orthworm, Pecharunt, Oranguru is like the Trick Room mode. My team actually has a good Trick Room mode, I think, with the Hands, Necrozma, Arboliva, or Florges, but probably Arboliva, and then just bring us Fast Guy in the back. Fredhi can kind of do that too with Oranguru, ting-lu, like Pecharunt, and then Fluttermane is a Fast Guy in the back, but like that feels really, really bad. Like the big thing about Trick Room is that you want to actually get kills in the 4 turns that you have it up, and I don't think that is... Those guys do not do enough damage to get kills in those 4 turns. So I'm not certain on if I like that or not. But I maybe... Well, I mean, obviously that's something that Fredhi's doing, so I can't control if he does that or not. My thought was that I could run Trick Room on this, not to like Trick Room in Prison, use 2 slots for it, but just to reverse it. Or if my Miraidon goes down early, I could maybe Trick Room and then have a Hands Necrozma endgame if I've taken out the ting-lu, is my thought. But the problem is then I like Leftovers better if I have Protect, is how it kind of comes down. I like Leftovers better if I have Protect, and I guess I'd do Costed Berry if I'm running Trick Room. So I think I'll stick with this, actually. I think this is just a little bit safer. The big thing, though, is that this actually hinders the Gyarados a lot, is that I only have 1 Protect on the team, which is Miraidon. But I guess it's not horrible, because this has Terra Flying. This is a Flying type. This one would be moving before the Gyarados. Even if Gyarados is +1, I'm faster, assuming that... Oh, no, not even with Electric Tank, because I'm Scarf also. Yeah, so this is always faster than Gyarados. So this would get an attack, and then Gyarados kills it with Earthquake. There's actually a case for Moxie, maybe, but I do like the Intimidate. It's good for Arcanine, Garchomp, and ting-lu, and Zamazenta clicking anything other than Body Press. So the only one that's hindered is this, if I don't run Protect on it. I do kind of like the Protect, but Trick Room is also good. Because Trick Room, like I said, I can reverse his Trick Room if he tries to set it. I can also set it and then go for a Hands endgame. Problem is that Hands is slower than ting-lu, or faster than ting-lu naturally. This is tough, actually. And like I said earlier, I don't have to do the optimal thing, and that's what's hard, is that I feel like both can work. I'm just trying to think of which one is better, and it's hard when they're like both good for different things. I think the Earthquake on Gyarados is such it doesn't come up like a lot. It's like you click it once every like 10 practice games, maybe not 10, once every 7 or 8 practice games. So and like, what are the chances that the Gyarados is also going to be next to the Necrozma, and I also don't have like a Moltres alive in the back that I can switch to, is kind of what it comes down to. I think I'm gonna do Protect with Leftovers. Because it's so clunky to switch in Necrozma and then reverse it, I think. I think I'd rather just try and stall it out. But I don't have a lot of Protect. Although I do have Roost and Moonlight, so these guys can just stall it out like without dying to really anything. I think that's fine. I think I like this. I have to regen this, I think, since I had a Casa Berry Trick Room one in my game. So I'll have to regen that. And then we are good to go. Yeah. So we'll hop right into it. All right, here we are. There we go. All right. Oh, there is Pecharunt. Wow. Wait, did I send it twice? Let me... There we go. Pecharunt Grass. Zamazenta Poison. Ting-lu Fairy. Ting-lu Fairy, Electabuzz Ghost. Oh, we got 50 seconds. Arcanine Bug. Fluttermane Fairy. Okay. I'm gonna leave these two. No Garchomp. What else is not here? No Garchomp. No. Yes, Zamazenta. Yes, Fluttermane. Yes, Ting-lu. Yes, Electabuzz. What did he leave? I guess it's just Garchomp. That's the only one that's different from what I've prepped against. Gonna bring a U. And then I'm like, for the stats, do I just bring this? It's bad into like 3 of the guys. Is it better than Hands? Yeah, I'll bring it. I can switch to Hands game too if I need. Ugh. I do have to keep in mind maybe the Necrozma is a high priority Terra target. Because I want to get out of my Ghost weakness. What did I end up doing? I think I ended up doing Casa Berry. No, I ended up doing Leftovers. Okay, so I do want to keep in mind that Necrozma is a high Terra target. Alright, that said, not the lead I was expecting. Pecharunt is Terra Grass. Pecharunt into... This is a cool thing. Iron Shreds. High Horsepower does 2-shot that. We'll go ahead and Terra Grass, Terra Blast, and High Horsepower the Pecharunt. Pecharunt Terra Grass is annoying but manageable. Because does this do... Direct Meter does do 70% to it. Annoying but manageable. This is a pretty obvious Terra from Fredhi. Or it could be a switch. Pecharunt does not do anything offensively to Treads. Okay, it's Terraing. Something is Terraing, at least. Could be Terra Fairy Ting-lu. It is Terra Grass Pecharunt. It's good to get his Terra out of the way. I do have a Moltres in the back. High Horsepower. Not a whole lot. Aeroblast should do half. It would have to be AV to not take half. Could be AV, actually. Really gonna chain into me. That's annoying that I've terrored into that. Does not get the poison. Stomping Tantrum should not KO me. Leftovers on the Pecharunt, it looks like. Or Black Sludge. Okay, it's Leftovers. Leftovers. Malignant Chain. And Tantrum on the Ting-lu. And most likely AV. We'll Terra Blast that, and I'll also high horsepower it as well, just to get a KO. Okay, it's switching. There's nothing in the team that wants to take this combination. Arcanine. Intimidate. I'm gonna go open the door for the cat. Let's just see what happens here. That just dies. Okay, Trades gets one. That's a crit. That's my Terra Blast. Running back to the screen to see what's going on. Okay. Malignant Chain. Does a little bit. Does not kill. Does it poison me? No poison. Okay. It looks like I can KO that with a Draco on this following turn. If I want. Catherine, that's somebody new. Fluttermane. It's booster energy. Booster speed. I write SP, and then I'm like, wait, that could be special attack. And then I wrote an E, and that's still special attack. Do I reveal something other than specs? I think I'll switch. Yeah, I'll switch. No. I do still want this alive. Yeah, I do. I'll go ahead and high horsepower that. I'm revealing Scarf. It's okay, though. Electric Seed. Get the defense while we can. Does this KO? And does half at -1. That's good to know. Okay, Fluttermane into Iron Treads. Put me at -1. High horsepower did that, which means, yeah, obvious it's not that. Is it max HP? It can't be max HP. It's something short of max HP. I'll Tailwind, and I'll high horsepower. Shadow Ball, probably into Treads. It's not Specs either. Well, we saw it was not Specs. Icy Wind and Shadow Ball. Bring Miraidon back in. I think we're okay. I'm gonna Roost and Protect. This should be a Protect from the Fluttermane. If he's got it, of course. Yep. Just wasting out his Protect turn. Hopefully he'll attack me with the Petra. Are we speed tied with this Petra Runt? Are we speed tied with the Petra Runt? We have a turn of the electric turn. That's what I'm curious about. No, it's gone. Okay. So now this Fluttermane can switch to ting-lu is the problem. Cat, go! Go! I think I'm okay doing this. Oh, it stayed in, and I missed Draco anyway. I cannot fathom why he did not switch to Ting-lu there. Because you would just lose Flutter Mane. Alright, if we hit, I think maybe we're still okay. Here we do. That's not a lot. Cassid Berry would have maybe saved me here. It's possible. Protect and Petrant for no reason, that's great to see. I should be able to live this. I wish I had Cassid Berry, though. Yeah, I do live it. And now we get Necrozma KO. Roost, nice. I did know that I'd live that. Flutterman cannot kill this unless it's a boosting item. Actually, it can, on the exact max roll, the 6% max roll kills me if it's max special attack, which it's not, guaranteed to be, obviously. How many turns of Tailwind do I have? None. It just ended? So I think I set the Tailwind and Protect. Okay, that's doing double. Time snap out, good. Show me what's this Ting-lu gonna do. Stomping, okay. Stomping on Ting-lu. I think I saw that, yeah. I need to roost. I think I just roost Moonlight with both. Actually, no. I think I... Burning Jealousy... It's bad if the Petrant protects. Roost. Moonlight. Petrant did not protect, so I could have killed the Petrant that turn, I think. Hex into this, I probably live? Yeah, okay. Throat Chop, okay, I just lost Necrozma for no reason. Throat Chop. I could have just killed that Petrant. That's annoying. Alright, let's just do this. Yeah, I don't think I can win this. It's gonna take too many turns. I don't have enough roosts. Yeah, and Ruination's gonna stop that. That Draco miss was horrible. That lost me the game, like, on the spot. I don't know why he didn't switch to the Ting-lu, but even if he did, the Draco Meteor covered that. Shut up, cat, please! Did I survive the turn? What happened? I wasn't looking. I was bringing my cat outside because she's meowing. I think I did. No, I'm dying of poison. Alright, that was annoying that, I missed the Draco Meteor. Because I totally could have won the 2v1 versus Ting-lu with the guys that I had remaining. What do I change? Do I not bring Treads was still good, though. I liked the Treads. Paragrass Petron is just annoying. Do I bring Hands? Is Hands any different? I still like Miraidon. I don't think it can be Gyarados. It's gotta be you. I think it's... Is it still these two? That was the question. Let's just lead this Miraidon. Like that. Fluttermane should Icy Wind. Did I write that? Icy Wind, Shadow Ball, Protect. Probably fair move. Malignant Chain, Poison Gas. I wrote Malignant Chain twice, but the other one's Hex. And the Ting-lu showed Ruination. Arthur Grace. Okay, same lead. We'll protect. Do I Scorching Sands or do I Burning Jealousy? Burn on the Ting-lu is quite nice. He did Terra. Okay, I still am kind of covering it. Shit, I took my Let Me Ride. I'll take a lot of damage. I thought there was a chance he didn't Terra it. This is still a decent amount of damage. It's not a whole lot. I'll Draco it next turn. I'll live and Draco. That's half. Actually, I don't even need a Draco. I can just do that again. Malignant Chain, as long as I don't get poisoned, we're okay. We did dodge. We've dodged a lot of poisons. That's good. Pecharunt into Miraidon. Draco Meteor does 70. What about with Vessel of Ruin up? Yes, we kill with Draco, or we should kill with Draco. And I'll tell him now, so for when the Fluttermane comes out after. You can protect, but it's okay. Yep, that's fine, that's fine. I'm not taking a whole lot of damage unless it's Ruination. This is for Fluttermane later. Okay, we take nothing. I just Draco again, and I Burning Jealousy again. Did I bring Hands? I have nothing in the back to switch in for Fairy. No. I'll switch in Treads. That's switching probably to Fluttermane. Catherine's that Fluttermane? I think it's Fluttermane, right? Yes, okay. I'm not lowering my stat, which is good. Perfect. Burning Jealousy just for a little bit of chip on both. Ruination, that's fine. Electro Drift, Scorching Sands. Okay, it does protect. That's fine. The ting-lu can't kill me. Get a burn, please. Burn one time? No, okay. I think I'm okay with this. Maybe I should have protected. Nah, I can't let the Fluttermane die. Catherine switches back to Petulant. Burn. Crit. Nice. Okay. Great. ting-lu kills my that. That's okay. That one's gone, that's fine. Electricity's gone, that's also fine. Bring in Treads. Let's do this. I definitely want to lock into Iron... Oh, that sucks. I want to lock into Ironhead because it's best for when Fluttermane comes back in. Sand Tomb on ting-lu. Okay, so my thought is, if it's Arcanine, that could come in. I'd still rather do this, I think. It's gotta be Arcanine, right? Charlie, that might be something new. That's Arcanine, okay. Yeah, I thought about Scorching Sandsing. I'm stuck into Ironhead. I think I've Roost here. That's a horrible protect. I don't know why that happened. If we flinch, this is actually really good. Yep. Now we'll Ironhead that for a flinch chance. Scorching Sands that just for damage. Flare Blitz. Blitz and Protect on the Arcanine. Blitz. Citrus. Ruination again. Iron Hands. Drain Punch Roost is what I'm gonna do. Great, great, that's a great switch. Tried to get a little shiesty with it. Hands gets one. Does Hands kill Petulant? Terra Grass. No electric terrain. Ice Punch is 30%. Charlie's Arcanine Summit -1 again. I think we go for it. I think the Petulant's more annoying. Will-O-Wisp on the Arcanine. Okay, this might kill. It's close. Malignant Chain into me. Like to dodge a poison. Did dodge the poison. Ice Punch does not kill. Drain Punch the Arcanine. Do I Roost here or do I Scorching? That's Burning. Okay, it does Protect, of course. I keep thinking he's going to make a play, and he just always makes the safe play. Snarl on the Arcanine. I've seen all 4 moves. I'll do this. Yep. Oh, that's the one that switches. Well, just does get a kill. I thought about wild charging, but I don't think it's worth it. I'd like this to do a lot. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Charlie's back in. Wild Charge Roost. It's essentially minus, actually the equivalent of -6 Iron Hands. I think I risked again. Did they double my Arcanine? Oh my god. I think Scorching Sand's the Arcanine. The Shadow Ball's the bigger problem. If this Spit F drops me, I'm in a really bad spot. Snarl. I might just lose. It didn't even kill. Okay, it's over. Damn it, dude. I could have missed, I guess. Dang, dude, everything just, like, was slightly off the damage I needed it to do. And of course, missing the Draco game 1 just lost me the game, like, on the spot. That sucked. Game 2, I just always expected him to make a play, and he just always sort of did the safe thing. Let me see. Because, like, at the beginning, let's see, I just thought, okay, well, he Terra'd game 1, he might expect me to just predict it and just Draco him, so I'll just Electro Drift, and then, nope. And then, you know, the Flutter Mane, that made sense. I should have covered for that by doubling the slot. No, I did. I think it just didn't take a whole lot. No, yeah, because I had Moltres out. Then he went back, took some damage. Lived on, like, a sliver at some point, which was annoying. The ting-lu was, like, never super a problem. Because I burned it. I did get the burn early, which was not... I guess on second, which is 50%-ish. What happened in the end game? The Iron Hands did good damage to the Flutter Mane, and then he switched up the double. I should have, at that point, I guess, set Tailwind, maybe? Well, despite that loss, we've still managed to guarantee playoffs, getting 6 wins in our first 6 weeks. There's 1 week left, and we'll be playing the Minnesota Marshadows, so you're not going to want to miss that. Our game last season was one of the most fun sets of VGC I've played, like, ever. So definitely stay tuned. Leave a like if you've enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.